Will everyone please be seated? Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, Regent Kenyanya, Vice Provost and Dean McMaster, Dean Boer, faculty, staff, parents, families, and friends. My name is Mike White. I'm Associate Dean for Academic Programs and Faculty Affairs for the College of Food, Agricultural, and Natural Resource Sciences. How truly momentous it is to see all of your smiling faces today. For more than 2 years, we've heard the word unprecedented so much that we likely never want to use it again, but I'm going to. I just can't help but say, I'm feeling unprecedented joy at being here in person with you to celebrate our students who have reached this most significant milestone in their lives. Seeing you in your caps and gowns fills my heart with joy and pride like nothing else can. Graduates, you have worked very hard to get here, and you know better than anyone that you didn't do it alone. Please join me in a big round of applause for those who have stood by you throughout your academic career, and for those who are here with you today, your loving families, supporters, friends. Let's begin by giving them a hand. Graduates, it's fun to say that, so I'm going to say that a lot today. To simply say that we're proud of you would be an understatement, though we are very proud of you. We also express a profound admiration and awe for what you've achieved during such challenging times. When COVID-19 put up roadblocks, you responded with sheer resilience. You're a special group of students, more special than you think. We have with us today the class of 2022 and a number of students who graduated in 2020 and 2021 who were not able to experience commencement in person. We are so fortunate to have you all here. I believe that history will look back on your classes as ones that adapted quickly, accomplished much, and accelerated science, innovation to create a more just and sustainable world. That's what you've been doing your years in CFANS. Here, you've obtained so much more than an exemplary education, though you've obtained that. The knowledge and skills you've gained, the experiences you've had, the connections you've made, all of these things will grow and flourish as you apply them in your careers and throughout your lives, and the world will be better for it. On a personal note, some of you may know that today marks my 8th and my last commencement as Associate Dean. After serving nearly 8 years in this role, I'm returning to my faculty position in the Department of Animal Science in July to pursue new adventures, just as you are all pursuing new adventures. So this 2020 ceremony is particularly meaningful to me. Thank you for making this work and this role so meaningful. You are the reason we are here and why we do what we do. Thank you for embodying CFANS. You, our students, are the very essence of this college. You have given us much, and I and all of us here are grateful. Because of each and every one of you and the talents and passions, the questions and ideas that you've brought to your classes and your clubs, to your campus, and to your CFANS community. We are all stronger and richer because of it. Thank you. Thank you so much for everything that you have contributed to CFANS and to the University of Minnesota. You've given back as much as you've received. Many of you have distinguished yourselves during your time here at CFANS, and we'd like to take a moment to recognize some of those accomplishments. First, to all of those of you graduating from the University Honors Program, you have undertaken a rigorous course of study, as well as scholarship, research, or creative work culminating in an honors thesis, while simultaneously maintaining high-quality academic work in your other courses. We want to recognize you. Will all the students who participated in the University Honors Program please stand for recognition? Please. Please be seated. Next, I'd like to recognize students who are graduating with distinction, which is a GPA of 3.75, and high distinction, which is a GPA of 3.9. Will all students who are graduating with distinction or high distinction please stand for recognition? Thanks. Please be seated. And last, I'd like to recognize all of you who have worked so hard, persevered through unprecedented, there's that word again, challenges, and made this college and this university and the world a better place. Will the entire class please rise and be recognized? You don't have to sit yet, because I want to do that again. Everyone, let's join again in recognizing the graduates. Okay, you can be seated now. It's now my pleasure to introduce our CFANS Dean, Brian Bohr. Brian, it's been a pleasure working with you these past 7, nearly 8 years. I'm grateful to you for your partnership and your friendship. And now, please join me in welcoming Dean Bohr.
Thank you, Associate Dean White. I appreciate it. I've been noticing as we're sitting here that people are frequently looking at the screen behind me, and we'll chalk that up to several years of Zoom. There are people here, so let's enjoy each other's company here as we celebrate our graduating class. I'm delighted to be here. I do want to welcome Regent Kenyanya, who's joined us today, Vice Provost McMaster, our faculty, family, friends, and guests. Graduates, I won't call you graduates yet, as Dr. White did. You have to wait just a little bit longer to reach that point, so we'll wait on that one. But soon to be graduates, welcome you and your families as well, and all who've supported these young people through their careers, both previous to the University of Minnesota and now as they approach their graduation today. It's great to see the class of 2022. As Dr. White said, when you arrived on campus in 2018, none of us could have possibly imagined what would happen since then, and I'm deeply grateful to see people here today that we can celebrate this together in community with each other rather than remotely as we have for a couple of years. I do want to turn my focus, though, to Dean White for a moment and talk a little bit about his work as an associate dean and what that's meant to the college. As he said, he'll be returning to faculty here at the end of the academic year. And I'll say that and for all of you who have supported your students in the dean's office, we have one simple phrase: it's students first. And one of the things about Dean White is you never had to question or even consider whether students weren't first in his mind. He cared deeply and exemplifies the North Star that we talk about in the Minnesota songs. This could be because Dr. White was actually one of those people actually almost literally born into the University of Minnesota. His father was a faculty member here in the Department of Horticulture and started in 1961. So there's about 60 years of Whites here at the University of Minnesota. So this will be somewhat of a milestone as Dr. White returns to his faculty, but then we will no longer have Whites here to consider home as our faculty. As a faculty member, so he spent many years teaching students rather than administering and helping to support our programs. He was recognized with our highest award at the University of Minnesota, the Morris Alumni Association Teaching Award, and as a member of the Academy of Distinguished Teachers. And just prior to becoming dean, so several of our students here will have had these degree programs, CFANS embarked on interdisciplinary degrees. So environmental sciences, policy and management, sustainable systems management, food systems are a few of those. And Dr. White was key to the group of faculty who helped to lead that initiative to develop those classes. So several of you today are influenced not only by your time here, but through those degree programs that you were in as well. And he also recognized as a hallmark that the students, it's not only the classes you take and the collection of courses you've had, but it's the importance of how you were advised, your advising opportunities, your extracurricular activities, including internships, experiential learning. That was all part of that experience as well, coming from the team of faculty that were part of that, in which Dr. White was certainly a drum major for that work in serving all of our students. In that regard, he also was critical in our Office of Diversity and Inclusion. He helped to lead those efforts. And for those of you who are starting to take our diversity-enriched curriculum that looks at broad spectrum across the issues, social issues affecting agriculture, food, and natural resources, which are critical to solving those challenges, he's been a champion for those as well. And so I'll say in closing, just as an example of what your students have received, I've certainly benefited from the opportunity to work with Dr. White through the years, and I appreciate all the work he's done to support our students, our faculty, and the University of Minnesota in general. And so with that, I'd ask you all to join me in applause for Dr. White as he pursues his future career. There is a bit of a epilogue to this. I've learned just in the last couple days that there is, in fact, I think he's a Mr. White. I don't know that he has a PhD, your son, who may be joining the Carlson School faculty in the coming year. So actually the 60-year run might continue. So something for those students to benefit from as well. So with that, I'll turn to our students. Thank you, as Dr. White said, for your years. You've enriched our communities. You've been a key part of the success of CFANS. You've certainly navigated a lot as you've been here, and we hope you've flourished as you've grown through these years. In your brief time, as Dr. White alluded to, you faced many challenges. And as I was thinking about it in advance of this, from the time you arrived on campus, you moved from a global pandemic, reminiscent of 1919, when they had the Spanish flu. In the 21st century, we had a new war in Europe, which no one ever anticipated coming to fruition from that time. So it seems like as you leave today and move on into the future that we're somehow being dragged back into the 20th century. And I was looking at some of that, and I came across, and many of you will know this quote, you've probably heard it's attributed to Mark Twain. It said, "History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes." I don't know if you've heard that quote somewhere along the line. In fact, it wasn't Mark Twain that did it. I'm not sure exactly who it was because it's anonymous. But like any student writing a paper or a speech, I went back and tried to find the citations, figure out where it came from. And I did stumble upon another version of an earlier version from 1845. And that one was, "The vision recurs, the eastern sun has a second rise. History repeats her tale unconsciously. Ages are prototypes of other ages, and the unwinding course of time brings us round to the same spot again." And so when you listen to that actually in some ways I thought when I read it sounds even a little more hopeless, because instead of it rhyming, it actually says we come around to the same spot again, which can seem that way at times and sometimes can seem even a little futile, like we're on a treadmill we're trying to move from. But there was a key phrase at the start of that, as I thought about it and read it again, that says history repeats itself unconsciously. Okay, so think about history repeats itself unconsciously. Time doesn't stand still for anyone. We're all confronted with things that we didn't anticipate, didn't plan for, and couldn't possibly plan for. But unlike the unconsciousness of time, we are living, we are present, and we do have a conscience, and knowledge that you've gained here to use with that conscience. You're called to exert your conscience and knowledge in the world to change the cycle, to reimagine the rhyme. You're called to exercise your conscience by treating people fairly and equitably and calling people to truth and science. You're called to exercise your conscience by giving others the grace and time to understand their unique and beautiful differences so that you can then be understood as you understand them. You're called to exercise your conscience in addressing global issues of food insecurity, inextricably linked to climate change, as we'll hear more from our speaker today, and in your local communities, doing that work at the point of connecting with people. You're called to exercise your conscience in support of democracy, free expression, free inquiry, and free speech, key ethos of a university. And you have to have faith that in doing that, the lies and untruths will be unveiled and that we will truly thrive as free societies. My graduation hope for you today is your education experience while a student at the University of Minnesota has provided you a basis of knowledge and wisdom to get off that unconscious treadmill of history and become, as Martin Luther King said, drum majors for service, so we don't come round this spot again. I know you can do it. I see you when you were working through the global pandemic. I see you responding with kindness and community by wearing masks, getting vaccinated, and taking care of each other. I see you rally to social justice and equity in response to injustice and discrimination. I see you advance science of cover crops, plant-based proteins, healthier forests, battling invasive species that crowd out our native species and wildlife. And I see you working in communities to develop local healthy food systems and just helping and caring each other, as it sometimes seems the world is very challenging. None of those are solved. The work is hard. You are our conscience, and you'll be called to break the rhymes in the face of the unconscious time. So congratulations to all of you. You're going to have tremendous successes, your leaders, and we appreciate all you've done for the University of Minnesota. And I wish you the very best in the future. So thank you.
Thanks, Brian. I'm almost speechless. Luckily, it's written down. Typically, the introduction of the student commencement speaker comes from the Undergraduate Student Board president. This year's president, Lillian Pribble, is unable to join us this afternoon. However, that makes it my pleasure to introduce the 2022 graduating class student speaker, Amelia Hayden. To Amelia Hayden, there is nothing more important than serving others. Her hope for speaking is not that you remember her biography and accomplishments, but instead that you're inspired to see how even the muddiest of journeys has prepared you for your next steps in life. Amelia is from Sharon, Wisconsin, and graduated from Bigfoot High School. Growing up, she was active in 4-H and FFA, which inspired her to major in agricultural education at the University of Minnesota, Twin Cities. As a university student, Amelia was active in the Agricultural Education, Communications and Marketing, abbreviated AECM Club, and the Ag Business Club. She served as president and secretary of the AECM Club and represented the university as a Minnesota Teach Ag Ambassador. These activities were fueled by many cups of black coffee brewed in Bailey Hall. After graduation, Amelia is pursuing a career related to agricultural education. She is currently a finalist for the 75th Alice in Dairyland, which is a full-time public relations ambassador representing Wisconsin agriculture. Her long-term career goal is to teach high school agriculture and develop the next generation of agricultural leaders. Please help me to welcome Amelia.
So I brought a pair of rain boots with me today because you seriously never know with Minnesota weather, even though it said it was going to be sunny all day. Here's the thing about spring in the Midwest. We get like one perfect day, right? One day where it's nice weather and it's the perfect temperature and there's no wind, and then it goes and rains for like 1 or 3 or all the weeks of spring, and all we want is for it to come back to that one perfect day of weather. But instead, we get mud puddles everywhere, and then with our luck being in Minnesota, it drops 40 degrees overnight, and all those mud puddles freeze, and we wake up to frozen mud. Now, I actually wore this pair of rain boots on one particular spring day where there was frozen mud. And these boots have been the bane of my existence ever since then. Let me tell you more. On that spring day, I wore my rain boots as my friend Mackenzie and I made a beeline for the swings in 5th grade. And our school swing set had those typical ruts underneath it. You know, the ones that get made when kids are swinging and drag their feet to slow down? Those ruts were filled with frozen mud that day. But I had my trusty rain boots on, so I was going to swing anyways. And Mackenzie and I hopped on the swing, started swinging, but before long, one of our teachers called to say that it was time to go in from recess. Now, my friend Mackenzie is athletic, so she just jumped off the swing no problem and ran inside. But I am not athletic, so I tried to copy Mackenzie. I thought really hard. I waited till the swing was fully extended over solid ground, and I jumped off. But instead of feeling my feet hit solid ground, they instead hit the frozen mud beneath the swing. And half a second later, I felt my feet fall another foot into the ground as that mud shifted beneath my weight. It didn't take us long to realize that I was surely and fully stuck. Mackenzie called another friend over, and together they each grabbed one of my arms and literally started yanking me from side to side, trying to pull me out of this mud puddle. But it turned out to be a little more like quicksand. The more they yanked, the farther I sank, and the harder they yanked, the farther I sank even more. Eventually, they pulled hard enough that I came flying out of the mud puddle with one pink-striped rain boot on my foot and the other left behind in the mud. Pretty embarrassing. But we haven't gotten to the worst part yet. Because the worst part was that up until the 5th grade, I had this thing where I hated the texture of denim. I refused to wear blue jeans and instead insisted every day to my parents that I would wear corduroy pants. Here's the thing about corduroy. It's got all those ridges in it, which are perfect for holding mud. And I'm pretty sure that per square inch of corduroy, there's more mud than any other fabric could hold. So here's me, in these obnoxious pink-striped rain boots, corduroy pants, and caked in mud. But we haven't even gotten to the most embarrassing part of the story for me. Because when you're a 5th grader, it doesn't matter that your fashion choices already embarrass you by wearing pink-striped rain boots and corduroy pants paired together. And for a 5th grader, it doesn't matter that you already embarrass yourself by not being able to jump off of a swing. No. For a 5th grader, the most embarrassing thing that could ever happen is for your mom to have to get involved. And it just so happened that my mom worked at the school. So here's me literally hopping down the hallway with my friends as crutches on either side of me, trying not to let my one muddy foot touch the ground as I'm dripping mud from my corduroy pants, and my mom's room is all the way at the other end of the school. I could just hear all the other kids laughing and snickering behind me as I made my way down the hallway. And I tell you this not because I really wanted to relive this experience, and not because I wanted to tell you that these pink rain boots became the bane of my existence because they embarrassed me every time I saw them again, but because I know we've all had places that we've been stuck these past few years. And it might not have been mud, But think about it. Where have you felt stuck? Stuck in Zoom classes instead of in-person ones. Stuck drudging through another workday when you really wish you could breathe a sigh of normal. Stuck at home because yet another event got canceled. Graduates stuck halfway between college and the real world. Even just stuck in a mood. We've all been stuck in some place or another over the past few years. And I've learned since 5th grade that there are a lot of places in this world where you can be stuck that will hurt your heart and your pride far more than any mud puddle will. But I've also learned that resilience is built most in the moments where we feel the most stuck, in the moments where we feel like there is no hope, in the moments where we feel like we will never make any progress. Resilience is built. Because it's only when you're stuck and your feet are planted in the mud that you're forced to look around and see the loyalty of the people in your life who refused to leave your side. It's only when you're stuck in the mud and your feet are planted that you're forced to look around and have gratitude for the things you do have in life. And it's only when you're stuck and your feet are planted that you finally have enough time to build up the strength and the resilience you need to keep moving forward. Resilience is built most in the moments where we feel the most stuck. And I know some of you are probably out there thinking that I don't have any idea what mud you've been stuck in during college or in life, and that I don't know exactly what challenges you've faced. That's true. I don't know exactly. But I will tell you that I do know what it's like to walk through the mud of life. Because 11 months ago, I held my mom's hand as she passed away from cancer. And I have never been stuck in any mud like that. It was moments like that that made me realize there are times where you will feel more stuck than humanly possible. But it's also times like that where you develop more resilience than you ever thought was humanly possible. Because I've been blessed with some pretty incredible people in my life. And those people have refused to stop reminding me that I was strong enough to pull myself out of the mud, even when it didn't feel like I was making any progress. And it's because of those moments that I can stand here today and tell you that resilience is built most in the moments where you feel the most stuck, where you feel like you aren't making any progress, and like you're never getting out of the situation you are in. That isn't when resilience is built. And it turns out, our feet aren't even as stuck as we initially thought they were. Because we are in the exact mud in every moment of our lives that we are meant to be in. A lot of us have probably wished at some time or another that we could trade places with someone else. Swap boots. But it doesn't matter if you swap boots. I mean, even here at the commencement of the College of Food, Agricultural, and Natural Resources Sciences, we've all had mud, manure, or something else stuck to the bottom of our boots, so you wouldn't want to trade anyways. We can't afford to spend a single second of our lives looking down at our boots or looking back at our past experiences and feeling embarrassed, upset, or robbed by what has happened to us in these past few years and in our lives. Because it is every single one of those moments where you have been stuck, where you have been up to your knees in mud and you feel like you aren't making any progress, it is those moments when your resilience is built most. Take a moment and look at the boots you're wearing today. Like really, right now, look at your shoes. Whether you showed up in actual boots or you picked out a nice pair of dress shoes or heels today, those boots are the perfect boots for everything that lies ahead for you. The mud that you have walked in, the life experiences that you have had, have prepared you for every next step you will take. Every step and every experience you have had has given you the mud you need to succeed going forward. As you leave here today, realize that every experience in your life, good and bad, has given you the skills and resilience you need to be successful. Life is muddy. There's a lot of curveballs that get thrown our way that we would just rather not have. But it's those moments that we're stuck where we get to build the most resilience. And we track that mud with us everywhere in our life, leaving footprints on everything we do. The mud and experience of our lives is what shapes our hearts and our character and our strength. And one day, we'll each reach a point where we realize that the exact experiences and exact mud where we felt stuck was actually what was preparing us all along. So before you get to that moment, why don't you get a little mud on your boots? Thank you.
Thank you, Amelia. Oops. And again, thank you, Amelia. Those are inspiring words. Amelia, we wish you great success, and we will miss you along with the entire graduating class of 2022. It's now my distinct pleasure to introduce Roberta Ryan, the current president of the CFANS Alumni Society. Roberta received her BS in Fisheries and Wildlife in 2014. Roberta is the animal curator at the Wildlife Science Center, a wildlife education, conservation, and research facility in Stacy, Minnesota. Her degree in Fisheries and Wildlife allowed her to pursue her lifelong dream of working with wolves. Roberta has a passion for connecting alumni with each other and for fostering relationships between alumni and current students. She has served on the Mentor Program Steering Committee during most of her time on the board and is excited about creating new opportunities for alumni to network and grow professionally. Please join me in welcoming Roberta to the podium.
Hello, and a huge congratulations to the CFAN graduating class of 2022. Today is a day to celebrate your achievements, reflect on your college journey, and prepare for the future ahead. I find myself reminiscing as well. It doesn't feel that long ago that I was celebrating my own graduation, receiving my degree in Fisheries and Wildlife. Completing my degree was an adventure full of experiences I'd never anticipated. I gained critical life skills, met influential leaders in my field, achieved dreams, and developed confidence in my career path. I hope you found similar opportunities throughout your college experience. You now stand at the precipice of a new adventure. Your entire college career has culminated in this moment, leading you to the beginning of an even bigger, more impactful journey. Graduates from CFANS have gone on to battle climate change, tackle food insecurity, and conserve the natural resources that we all depend on. Each of you has the potential to confront these obstacles and make a similar or even greater impact than those that came before you. Some of the world's biggest challenges will be conquered by the peers that are sitting with you in this room today. I can't wait to see what you accomplish as you move forward the fields of food, agriculture, and natural resources. As the president of the CFANS Alumni Society, I've had the opportunity to watch students develop their talents, forge new connections, and transition into professionals. As you begin the next chapter in your life, we want you to know that the Alumni Society is here to help you advance your careers, to make lasting impacts on students, and to move our college and community forward. I invite you all to join us. Whether you're looking for networking opportunities, professional development, or just a chance to give back, we strive to support you well beyond your undergraduate experience. The CFANS Alumni Society houses one of the university's most robust mentor programs. Every year, nearly 200 alumni volunteers and friends come forward to mentor undergraduate and graduate students. This is a program that I found hugely beneficial as a student and have enthusiastically invested in as a professional. In fact, some of my mentees are graduating here today. It allows students to explore a wide array of career paths, deepen their networks, and find new confidence in themselves. If you've ever felt grateful for the guidance of a professor, an alumni, or another advisor, I'd encourage you to consider becoming a mentor yourself. The impact your investment makes on each student is invaluable, and you'll likely find something in it for yourself as well. Another Alumni Society program worth highlighting is Classes Without Quizzes. This annual program serves as an innovative, engaging seminar for adults that facilitates science education and shares the groundbreaking research taking place at the college. Even though your undergraduate career is coming to an end, CFANS will always be a great place to learn. Classes Without Quizzes provides a unique way to stay connected with the university while remaining up to date on the latest breakthroughs in the food, agriculture, and natural resource fields. To help you settle into your new role as an alumnus, we invite you to participate in our Gifts for Grads program. You should be able to find more information about this in the programs you guys were given today. We're offering you a free gift through the Alumni Market if you attend a University of Minnesota alumni event, either virtually or in person. Just find your event, snap a picture of your experience or a screenshot, and then submit it to redeem your gift. Each Alumni Market item is produced by an alumni-led business, making it truly unique. We hope this incentive encourages you to continue engaging with other alumni and with the college throughout your career. Welcome to this new phase of your life. As CFANS graduates, we're counting on you to innovate our food systems, sustainably manage our natural resources, and better the lives of those around us. The CFANS Alumni Society Board is excited to see what you accomplish next, and we encourage you to stay involved with CFANS and the U beyond this momentous occasion. On behalf of the entire board, congratulations to you all, and best wishes in your future endeavors.
Thank you. Oh, here we go again. Thank you, Roberta. It's now my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for this afternoon, Dr. Heidi Roop. Dr. Heidi Roop is an assistant professor of climate science and extension specialist at the University of Minnesota. She is also the director of the Minnesota Climate Adaptation Partnership. Her research and extension programs combine cutting-edge climate science and effective science communication to increase the use and integration of climate change information in decision-making at a range of scales, from city and state to national and international levels. Her forthcoming book, The Climate Action Handbook, explores everyday ways we can all contribute to collective and individual climate action. Her climate science research takes her around the world, where she participates in a range of projects from Antarctica and the mountains of New Zealand to the shore of Lake Superior. In addition to her appointments at the University of Minnesota, she also is an affiliate assistant professor in the School of Public Health at the University of Washington and serves as an expert advisor to a range of organizations and agencies as they seek to build resilience to climate change. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Heidi Roop to the podium.
Congratulations, CFAN class of 2022. All right, I'm gonna take the liberties of going off script just for a second. It's the time of day where generally I like an espresso or a little boost of energy, and I've been seeing some yawns in the crowd. And I just wanna make sure that we celebrate you, and we're also in an arena, and someone gave me the podium for some odd reason, so I'm gonna take advantage, and let's please congratulate these graduates. Loud and proud, please. Okay, that feels better, doesn't it? We're here for you after all. It is an honor to be here to help you mark this milestone in your lives. The paths that brought you here are all very different. Some probably straighter than others, some winding and sinuous like the Mississippi River, but beautiful in their complexity nonetheless. But here you are today, together, sharing this place marker in the map of your lives. And it's with this theme of maps, of wayfinding, of navigating uncharted territory and uncertain times that will be a through line of my remarks today. As a climate scientist and geoscientist, maps are fitting. They're a tool in my toolbox that I use every day to help decision makers, elected officials, and community leaders visualize the future impacts of a warming world and understand the implications of those impacts for their communities and their lives. And while we know very clearly from the science of climate change that the planet is warming and that the impacts of that warming are bringing consequences to our daily lives already, we do not have a crystal ball to foretell the future. We have to use our best available resources: science, effective communication, good policy, and a solid dose of clear-eyed, practical, yet bold thinking to guide our decisions as we work to shape a more just, equitable, and climate-ready world. Do I and the folks I work with through my climate extension program wish we had a crystal ball? One to tell us what the future would hold, what option to pick, what decision to make, or path to take? In the words of Charlie Barron's, sorry, I'm from Wisconsin, you betcha. Alas, we have no crystal ball, but we have tools in our toolbox that support decision-making under deep uncertainty. We are also building a shared vision for the future we want to create, and increasingly are showing a willingness to take a bold step forward, a willingness to navigate into uncharted waters, with some confidence that at least we are heading in the right direction. As I reflected on my undergraduate commencement, I'll tell you how many years ago that was in just a minute, but it's, time is ticking. I remember a message that I was told, and that many of us are told at this juncture in our lives, and that is that you're, quote, going out into the world after graduation. Of course, the meaning of this is clear, but as you full well know, especially as the class of 2022, you are already in the world. You have been navigating and wayfinding through one of the most uncertain and disruptive times in recent history. You've managed to succeed in a societal context of great complexity, a global pandemic, the murder of George Floyd and others, and social unrest, climate events near and far, and war. These are, quite frankly, deeply uncertain, deeply complex, emotional, and overwhelming times. Times of uncertainty and change, however, that we all share, regardless of our age, or career stage. Of course, the implications and impacts of all of these events on us as individuals and communities are not equal. We all have different lived experiences. We walk in different boots. There are different paths we are navigating and different opportunities and obstacles and barriers we face as we seek to chart a path forward. When this experience here with CFANS and the University of Minnesota is in your rear view mirror, you may not remember the difficult assignments, the final exams, that annoying professor, but you will undoubtedly be shaped by the last few years and shaped by the new people you've met at your stopover here at the U, who have become part of your life's story. And yes, even some of us annoying professors may still be part of your lives a decade from now, or more. When I look back to what I remember 15 years ago, since I was sitting in a very similar seat, I remember a few things about those times. Yes, the annoying professor, but mostly the people, the good people, the friends and the professors who are still to this day. They are part of my ever-developing story map, helping inform my next steps, helping me chart a path forward, even when I am awash in doubt and uncertainty, helping me pursue paths without full clarity, but a confidence that the path less traveled could, in fact, make all the difference. And I will admit, I even remember a few assignments from my undergraduate years. That includes the hard exams, the failed midterms, the late paper, or even that rare, elusive A+. But I do distinctively remember one particular assignment from Dr. Al Werner, the person who inspired me to choose a career in climate science, and who was even a reference for my application when I went out on a limb and applied to become a professor at the University of Minnesota. Yeah, he's still a reference 10 years later, 15 years later. So we don't go away, and we're here to support you. So for this particular assignment, my classmates and I were asked to choose one topographic map from anywhere in the world. You know, those iconic green and brown maps that we typically use for outdoor recreation or for hiking. There were no bounds to the geography that we could choose, but we also didn't know what the map was for, what the task of this assignment was. My peers and I chose a fascinating set of places, near and far. Maps picked because they represented a hometown, a dream vacation spot, a place of cultural significance, a place associated with family memories. The task for this assignment was to use the map to tell the history and story of that place. What story does a map tell, we all thought? It turns out, with a keen eye and a strategic use of the legend, one can tell a deep history of a place. The colors on the map communicate about water, green spaces, rock types, soil types. The contour lines reveal the past workings of humans and nature. They show the hills and valleys and the ups and downs on the landscape. On the map I chose, of an area in coastal Maine that was a favorite place of my grandfather's, the contours on the map reflected the slow work of glaciers manipulating the landscape 10,000 years before that map was made. The buildings and roads tell a story of the people in that place when the map was made. The north arrow orients an observer, and the scale bar puts the map in perspective. Of course, a map can hide details about the experiences, the lives, the cultures, the rich ecosystems, the full story of a place. And while many modern maps, yes, I know many of you don't think of like a topographic map. When I say the word map, you probably think of that Google map on your phone, handy as they are. Most modern maps are developed by cartographers using satellite images, remote sensing, aerial photography. But maps in the past have also been made using art, drawings, pictorial representations of a place, hand-painted, sources of fascination and telling stories over millennia. The stars make a map in the night sky, one that served to guide the way for wayfinders thousands of miles across the ocean, and are an enduring tool used to orient sailors across ocean's blue. As you all continue to embark on a continued creation of your map, of your story, my hope is that the stop along the way at the University of Minnesota will make it on the legend of your life's map, a place of note, a place that helped to shape you, helped to improve the best parts of you, and informed the road that you are choosing to travel at this juncture in your life. As your path takes you possibly far away and hopefully back again, remember your University of Minnesota and CFANS community. Yes, this physical geography, but also the connections you've made with the people who are part of your journey today: faculty, students, staff, your friends, your family, those of here in this room today celebrating you and this monumental accomplishment. Remember to use the tools you now have in your toolbox, or the ones you've sharpened and refined during your time here. And while some of you may very clearly know what direction your compass is pointing, others may still be orienting themselves before taking a next step. No matter the direction, do remember, none of us has a crystal ball, and none of us ever will. The future will remain uncertain, and the path before you and what it holds won't ever fully be known. But you can be confident that it is you that are the best leader of your life, the best navigator and wayfinder for the future you want to create. But even the boldest adventurers, those climbing the highest mountains and exploring terrain unknown, have only achieved such heights through community and collaboration. As you continue to chart your path through this beautifully complex world, I hope you will continue to study your map and see how the contours of your life, the detours, the speed bumps, the flow of decisions, the people, your education, can continually help to orient you towards your next steps. I hope you choose to use those best available resources that you have right now. And like many of the leaders I get to work with, you choose to take a bold step towards a shared destination that will better us all. And that is working towards a more just, equitable, and sustainable world. I cannot wait to see the contours you create with the path you choose as you continue to make your life's map. It's clear, since you're sitting here today, that you already have the tools, the skills, the confidence, and the wherewithal to navigate rocky, uncharted terrain. Look around you, at your neighbors sitting next to you. Maybe find your family or those supporters of you in the crowd today. That's right, take a gander. You are all map makers who've already taken bold steps to reach new heights, even in the most uncertain and difficult of times. No matter where your compass currently points, this is really the beginning of what will surely continue to be a grand, grand adventure. And with that, I'd like to congratulate you one more time, and onwards. Congratulations, all.
Thank you, Heidi. We really appreciate your message to our students and to all of us. It's very inspiring. Okay, we're now ready to present today's graduates. We're finally there. You made it to the hard part, through the hard part. So this is how it's going to go. We will present the graduates by major in alphabetical order. We will read their names as they cross the stage for congratulations and to receive their diploma cover. The graduates will then return to their seats. Normally, this is where I would ask the audience to please hold your applause to the end, but you all are graduating. Your wonderful students are graduating from the University of Minnesota CFANS. So yeah, come on. So I want you to feel free to cheer, but just keep it short because we want to hear everyone's name. Everyone needs to be celebrated. Dr. Hal De La Roseby, who's our Director of Student Services, International Programs, Student Experience Research and Curriculum, and Mary Bichetti, Director of Alumni and Constituent Relations, will be reading the names of this year's graduates. And now, it is my distinct honor to present the graduates of the class of 2022.
Agricultural Communication and Marketing, represented by Dr. Garrett Steed. Lauren Funk. Katira Keeler. Macy Troji. Susanna View. Bailey Ruin. Christine Shekelingar. Valerie Sauter. Connor Holthaus. Ellen Hareth. William Teachout. Michael Connie. Next, we have Agricultural Education, represented by Dr. Becky Haddad. Amelia Hayden. Anna Buckentine. Kaya Novacek. Alicia Gilbertson. Jack Riesler. Maxwell Johnson. Next, we have Agricultural and Food Business Management, represented by Dr. Francis Homans. Jace Goodrow. Maxwell Legal. Christopher Fineout. James Honebrick. Ben Brinkman. Matthew Denman. Mitchell McGannon. Frank Lang. Theo Walter. Dylan Johnson. Levi Anderson. Justin Stacy. Eric Foley. Nathan Bowe. Madison Long. William Beckstrom. Mauricio Aguilar. Nathan Archibald. Isabel Lindahl. Lindsay Batin. Greg Brosig. Reese Riebel. Hayden Pasteur. Levi Kermis. Joshua Tasted. Riley James Pizak. Cade Christensen. Zachary Uter. Luke Ramsey. Sarah Embritson. Aiden Sherber. Jacob Magnuson. Matthew Strobel. Next, we have Animal Science, represented by Dr. Anthony Sikora. Nicholas Seitzer. Matthias Annexted. Leif Annexted. Isaac Nelson. Alexis Simonson. Lauren Steenberg. Lincoln Bryan. Kirsten Vaseth. Emma Nelson. Megan Kavanaugh. Emma Brennan. Jacob Tui. Modeste Zinzin Daoua. Kylie Hanslick. Nisea Bosby Johnson. Savannah Pearson. Macy Brook. Angeli Moau. Caitlin Haugo. Morgan Carlin. Lauren Krieger. Lydia Hilgenkamp. Teresa Jancic. Olivia Fremling. Avery Fessler. Sophia Farrell. Jamie Jutinen. Bo Mihan. Sabrina Ball. Callie Battis. Sydney Lucorsier. Trinity Beal. Anna Fink. Joy Stock. Riley Heiger. Hannah Heiger. Livia Gans. Carly Olson. Linda Hayden. Anna Craigle. Nicole Reapy. Haley Domsky. Carissa Lemire. Katie Hohenstein. Madeline Burnt. Dariona Smith. Jessica Waldron. Madison Loyo. Charisse Brown. Winnie Hetherington. Miranda Johnson. Haley DeFore. Alexis Relke. Jamie Peterson. Nicole Nelson. Gabriella Maurice. Aaron Sali. Yun Huang Ji. Natalie Lorca. Riley Spielman. Samudra Arenardi. Taylor Wright. Jaylene Stephanie Bonita. Licia Mata. Colette Vavros. Ni Tron. Mackenzie Hinsey. Jocelyn Wynn. Nicole Tarldson. Madeline Quarles. Kara Luffing. Madison Biafor Haris. Ashley Harvey. Isabella Kappenman. Ishan Sho.
The next major, Applied Economics, will be represented by Dr. Jason Kerwin. Marielle Mumford. Alexander Marino. Yang Hua Vang. Koila Dema. Evan Kaker. Jacob Berglund. Kyle Belter. Amy Schmidt. Claire Lynch. Justin Herman. Nathan Valise. Robert Christensen. Gerald Kwok. Matthew Kessler. Sunny Larmau. Raymond Chistras. Makeda Tedesi. Sina Galetta. Derek Guo. Mark Daly. Trinity Alexander. Abby Poser. Julie Jordan. Lisa Sun. Chen Gu. Xixing Fang. Yuaquan Wei. Jonathan Tidiotis. Jonathan Wadaliu. Maxwell Widstrom. The next major, Environmental Science, Policy, and Management, will be represented by Dr. Joseph Knight. Madeline Rowe. Emily Kleitzel. Anna Metzger. Dylan Tabor Cummins. Elizabeth Grove. Jada Alberta. Benjamin Adolfson. Maxwell Goodmanson. Jackson Garlick. Jocelyn Anderson. Lou McCarthy. Serena Raths. Ava Hansen. Han Nguyen. Jacob King. Molly Sand. Christian Shiro. Vincent DeLeo. Rachel Elson. Michelle Bonin. Amelia Casas. Zachary Gazda. Logan Hathaway. Nora Voss. Matthew Price. Benjamin Newcomb. Nora Pearson. Hattie Bayo. Jackson Gregory. Cole Montgomery. Aaron Semington. Mackenzie Beckman. Cassandra Berry. Leonard Drogi. Justin Hyam. Jordan Bragg. Genevieve Fellens. Erica Bach. Amelia Scipioni. Allison Richardson. Allison Richards. Elise Bernstein. Karen Randolph. Rita Frederick. Olivia Manier. Emily Shaleski. Rowan Cook. Ethan Siepel. Hayden Knutson. Macy Chelstrom. Joanna Wu. Kristen Vito. Lauren Nelson. Emily Willis. Daryl Scott. William Sharola. Emma Allen. Cora Gerchensen. Joshua Huff. Claire Benson. Sarah Vadnais. Angelique Quing Pham. Wyatt Schulman. Robert Crosby Carreno. Amina Mumin. Madison Hazy. Chloe Bahaknik. Ryan Hoffman. Akia Vang. Cole Kiernan. Seth Eliason.
Next, we have Fisheries, Wildlife, and Conservation Biology, represented by Dr. Joanne Slavin. Isabella Polanco. Adina Allen. Rachel Fields. Cards before hugs. Nolan Kerr. Brandon Deitzman. Reagan Lawrence. Tatum Nabriga. Elizabeth Exley. Priscilla Christensen. Carly Milanovic. Madeline Conowal. Sonia Long. William Cruin. Nathan Murphy. Paloma Cardoza. Sydney Larson. Tobias Siegert. Gabriel Blanco Ruiz. Justine Matson. Clara Brown. Elizabeth Ochoa. Skylar Dauber. Lauren Laughlin. Paul Zeitz. Amelie Olin. Jolynn Nyquist. Deanna Meyer. Carly Dowell. Zachary Tormone. Jessie Rose LeClaire. Rena Eichenberg. Next, we have food science, represented by Dr. Job Ugmik. William Dow. Shushan Wang. Maisie Johnson. Paige Benson. Sinyu Liu. Ellery Funk. Tyler Tran. Xinyu Zheng. Lian Zhu. Takahiro Murari. Grace Jones. Kyan Miley. Preston Gortel. Sally Kalkabrenner. Sandy Levine. Elizabeth Holm. Zoe Lindberg. Madison David. Drew Allred. Next, we have Forest and Natural Resource Management, represented by Dr. Marcella Winmuller Campione. Angelica Chavez. Autumn Dratzi. Jennifer Dower. Nicholas Whithaft. Emma Bondi. Alyssa Crump. Amanda Kruger. Isabella Wendland. Maxwell Losi. Ryan Sibley. Christopher Hengel.
The next major, nutrition, will be represented by Dr. Dan Gallagher. Molly Lindgren. Perry Matza. Madeline West. Shuparna Patnayak. Kashi Kong. Yihui Lee. Siyu Lu. Ensi Choi. Huanzhao Peng. Idil Hassan. Elizabeth Opichka. Hannah Angel. Megan Rollman. Hallie Lundquist. Madeline Tim. Hannah Peer. Ellen Van Rokel. Hannah Tiefenthaler. Megan O'Malley. Shannon Dean. Noah Burke. Shannon Anderson. Nathan Syme. Allison L. Hornby. Hannah Lux. Abby Asiangelo. Irma Furlge. Kareem Dennis. Armand Sharma. Peter Riesdorf. Henry Jacobs. Avery Martins Goldman. Darren Makasib. Rebecca Ciccone. Julia McGinty. Morgan Kelly. Meredith Rotman. Kristen House. Jaylina Hoppy. Molly Bush. Isabella Wiggins. Jared Felker. Joseph Clark. Dylan Cole. Alexandra Weiser. The next major, plant science, will be represented by Dr. Neil Anderson. Bryant Jones. Benjamin Lehman. Jack Larson. Quinn Johnson. Alina Smolskaya. Nicole Schwartz. Andrew Weens. William Rice. Olivia Schaefer. Cassandra Ward. Tiffany Leem. Claire Beal. Genevieve Teese. Sarah Korth. Janelle Herneman. Taylor Lee. Caitlin Kratz. Ada Fitzaxon. Cassandra Kaplan. Owen Geyer. Gunnar Morris. The next major, food systems, will be represented by Dr. Mary Rogers. I'm sorry? Sylvia Michael. Mariah Daniels. The next major, Sustainable Systems Management, will be represented by Dr. Tim Smith. Olivia Richards. Jackson Wallerick. Priscilla Trin. Timothy Rydell. Armand Parsi. Maggie Keller. Alexandra Larson. Lucy Micas. Courtney O'Laughlin. Brooke Vestal. Haley Hansen. Carmen Prantel. Kelly Martichewski. Dominico Diaz. Nathan Lee. Ryan Moody. Bernardo Garderas. Abe Zaft.
Wow, that was fun. Well, this concludes the procession of the graduates. Let's give them another hand. The class of 2022. That was awesome. I don't want it to stop. It's now my pleasure to introduce Regent Kenyanya to confer the degrees. Mike Kenyanya serves as a consulting analyst for Accenture PLC in Minneapolis. Kenyanya was born in Nairobi, Kenya, and immigrated to Minnesota in 2002. He received a Bachelor of Business Administration in Management Information Systems from Leibowitz School of Business and Economics, University of Minnesota Duluth, UMD for short. As a student, Kenyanya served 2 terms as student body president and served on many committees and task forces. He also held roles including resident advisor and student representative to the Board of Regents. In 2019, Kenyanya received the Sur de Lutte Award, the highest award given to a UMD student for service to the campus and community. Please join me in welcoming Regent Mike Kenyanya to the podium.
So there's like 2 sentences I'm supposed to read, but I mean, you put a microphone in front of someone, and congratulations, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. My name is Mike Kenyanya, a proud alum of this university. Although a Bulldog, and us Bulldogs had a lot of success in this exact building here. They're gonna cut my mic off. All right, let me get back on topic. I just have a few comments to make, and the thesis of my comments really is CFANS is not sexy. It's not. You know, kids used to grow up wanting to be doctors or lawyers, and now they want to be TikTok stars, but they skipped forestry management somehow. I don't know how that happened. I mean, as Amelia mentioned, some of you study manure, and manure is not sexy, but that crap is important, I'll tell you that much. You like the pun? Okay, all right. No, seriously, I mean, agriculture, food science, soil science, fisheries, climate, Dr. Heidi, I mean, these things are important. You enable others to thrive. You know, the engineers can't engineer cars if they're not fed, and you know, if our ecosystems aren't taken care of and kept intact. The things that you all are now experts in, yes, experts, and will go on to serve in, are the things that enable life for others and for our planet. I think we take a lot of those things for granted. A lot of us grew up at a place or time where you just grab water if you need it, right? But it's not that simple for everywhere around the world, and people go to war over water, right? And so it's important. What you do is important, you know, though not sexy. The other point I wanted to make is that you should all be proud of your accomplishments. I know that goes without saying, but the world and people have a way of making you forget that. Earlier, we shouted out your parents and your family members, rightfully so. They supported you. But the problem with them is that in about a day or two, maybe even today, they're going to start asking you, so did you get a job? Are you going to grad school? What's next, right? They keep asking what's next, like the Drake song, if anyone knows that. But a bachelor's degree is huge. You know, I think we grew up around education. We've been in school our whole lives, and for the past 4 or 5, whatever years you've been around, people also pursuing it. So it seems small, but it's not. You know, if you go to all the corners of this earth, it is a small percentage of people who have done what you all have just done. So don't let anyone diminish that, and don't let all the people asking what's next make you forget that you have accomplished so much. One more round of applause for that. Before we came out, we were in the back, I was talking to Roberta, and she told me that she didn't attend her commencement, her undergraduate commencement. And I'm like, oh, what happened? And she's like, I was starting a research project or a job, and they had to get on a boat and go somewhere, and she begged them, but they're like, no, this is the day we have to leave. So she had to skip commencement. I was like, I actually missed my high school commencement too. And she asked me why. I told her, well, I failed U.S. government my senior year, my second semester. That is a true story. I didn't really think I'd share it here, but I am now. And the funny thing with failing U.S. government then is that it didn't include the chapters of 2016 to 2022. Because I would understand if someone failed those. A lot happened. But why do I share this? Seriously, why am I sharing this? You can take one of two things from this. You go the inspirational route and say, as Amelia reminded us, you're going to get stuck in the mud, and the story doesn't end there. And if you don't have what's next figured out, you'll still do just fine. Or you could ask yourself, who the hell is leading this university, and what do they have going on over there? So those are two ways to think about it. You decide. Little choose your own adventure. Now, without further ado, I will ask the class of 2022 to please rise. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority of the Regents of the University of Minnesota, I now confer upon you the degrees for which you have qualified. Congratulations.
Thank you, Regent Kenyanya. And just for the record, for what it's worth, I think what we do is sexy. Now, I would like to thank all of the CFANS staff and faculty who worked so hard to ensure this great success of this ceremony today. It's been a lot of fun. I especially want to thank Karen Sprengler, Bria Anderson-Berg, Al Delarosby, and the Commencement Committee for their efforts in organizing this fantastic event. Yay, let's do it. I also want to recognize our musicians, the University Avenue Jazz Band. Let's show them some of our appreciation. Okay, it's the end, just about. So, following the singing of Hail Minnesota, yes, you have to sing, and the recessional, I invite you to gather on the concourse level of the arena. Page 36 in the program provides information about which section you can connect with your student and with the faculty from their major. After singing, we will ask that our guests just remain seated, or please be seated, and remain there until the recessional has been completed. I now invite everyone to please stand and join me in singing Hail Minnesota. The words can be found on page 37 of the program. Congratulations, class of 2022! Woo! You know you can turn your tassels. Yes. Woo!
you.